Hi, in this video we will discuss about list and tuples in Python. List. A list stores a series of items in a specific or particular order. We can access list item using an index. We create list using a square bracket. We need to keep in mind that Python indexing starts from 0. Tuples. Tuples are similar to list, but the items in a tuple can't be changed or modified, which means once tuple has been defined, we cannot change it throughout the Python session. We can create tuples by using round brackets. We can override the tuples value an entire, but we can't change the individual items in a tuple. Let's have a look into practical approach to understand list and tuple more better with multiple functions. Let's open a new Jupyter notebook to understand list and tuple better. So just we want to make it as a heading, lists in Python. List stores a series of items in a particular order. We can define list with a square bracket which looks like that. Separate values or items by using comma, something like this. So how we define list in Python? Defining lists. Suppose we are creating an identifier named as subject, which includes subjects. Subjects is equals to square bracket. We have subjects like Hindi, square bracket, English, inverted comma, science, social science. Just run it. We also want to print it. Print value of subjects subjects. So now we can say this: Hindi, English, science and social science. 4 subjects are entered as an item for our subjects identifier. As we already know that we can access identifiers items by index. So let's try to access items. Accessing items from list. As we know, index starts from 0. So here suppose we want to access the first item from subject's identifier. So we can write first subject is equals to identifier 0. Why it is 0? Because it starts from 0, index starts from 0. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So it indexed in a manner which starts from 0. So here we have mentioned 0, which means we are trying to access Hindi. Let's try to print this as well. Print value of first subject. So now we can see first subject is Hindi. In the same manner, suppose we want to access the fourth item, which is social science. Fourth sub as an identifier. 3. Just try to print this one as fourth subject. Even we can start indexing from right hand side. Like if we are looking for third subject, then we can try from the right hand side. Third subject is equals to subjects. So this is -1, -2. Let's try to print this as well. Third subject. Third subject. So now we can see this. So now we know we can access items from left to right and right to left as well with the help of index value. Let's try to run a loop to print the items from our list. So we can mention loop in Python. We are just going to try for that, which is to print all items from list. Loop in Python starts with a keyword for. For subject in subjects, which is name of our list, print subjects, which is again name of our list. Now we need to run for this thing. Okay, so now all the items of our subject list has been populated. As per the definition of list, we know that we can modify the list items. So let's try to edit list. So let's try to add a new item to the list. Adding a new item to list. Here we would use append function to add new item in list. Append function. So as currently we can see that only 4 subjects are there. So let's try to add a new subject in our list. Subjects dot append. Let's add mathematics. So can we have a print of it? Yes. So now we have 5 subjects. One has been added with the help of append function. Let's try to add a new item with the help of index, which means, like, suppose we want to add a new subject at a first position, which is currently Hindi. Inserting item to a particular position, and here we would be using insert function. So we can add an item into a list by position with the help of insert function. Subjects dot insert, we want to add it at the first position, which is 0 as per index, and let's try to add a new subject, that is data science. So now one subject has been added, so let's try to print. Yes, now we have added data science subject at a first position. Previously Hindi subject was at our first position. After inserting a new item into our list, let's try to modify our list. Like, suppose at a third position we have subjects like English. So can we make that English subject as a chemistry? Modifying items by its position. Subjects at first position, we want chemistry. Let's try to print so that we can see that. So why Hindi has been changed? Because we have mentioned here first, which means as per the index it was second. So let's try again this one. For third object, we can mention here the statistics. So now third object, which is English, has been replaced by statistics. As we can add the items by its position into a list, can we try to remove the items from list? Let's try that. Removing items by its position from list. Here we would be using remove function. Now we can see that chemistry is our second object. So suppose we want to remove chemistry from our list, which is at first index. So to remove items by its position, we would use del reserved keyword to remove item from subjects list by position. Let's try to print it. Let's have a look first in our previous results. So here we have data science, chemistry, statistics, science, social science, and mathematics. So as per the code, we have removed first index, which is our chemistry. Let's try to print this. Print value of subject. So now subject. So data science, statistics, science, social science, and mathematics. So we have removed here, which is chemistry. Suppose we want to remove the item by its value. So let's try to remove the items by its value from list. Removing items by its value. So we can use here remove function. So remove functions removes the item from a list by value. So now we want to remove signs from our list. Subjects dot remove signs. So it's capital. So let's try to see signs has been removed or not. Print value of subjects, comma, subjects. So now we can see science is not here. So we have removed an item from a list by its value. Let's try to slice our list, which is subject. Slicing of a list. For slicing, suppose we are looking for only two subjects in our new list. So first is equals to subjects bracket only two subjects. Let's try to print it. Print value of first two subject, comma, first two sub. So now we have sliced our old list with two subjects. So now we have created new list named as first two subs with only two subjects. Suppose we want to create an exact copy of our list. So let's create an exact copy of our list. Copying a list, like exact copy of dataset or list. New name, that is subject underscore list. So this is our new list. Subject 1 is equals to subjects, just we need to mention here colon, so it would get copied. Let's have a look of this. Print value of so this has same items as subjects. Let's try to create a numerical list. Numerical lists. Num underscore list is equals to square bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So this is our numerical list. Let's try to have a look. Print value of num list So now this num list identifier has 1 2 3 4 5 items. Let's try to create one more numerical list with the help of for loop. Like suppose we are looking for values which are squares. Squares squares is equals to X range in bracket, we are looking for a square of from 1 to 10. So 1 to 10 means we know the index would start from 0. So here we need to mention 1 comma 11. So it would create 10 items. Let's try to print this as well to see the values. Value of squares squares. So now we can have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we have mentioned 11, but we are getting values of a square of 10 values. Let's have a look on few functions like length function. So what length function does? So it gives the number of items in a list. So suppose in our subject 1 list we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lists. So let's try. What's the answer from length function? Len length. So now it's 4. Let's try how many items in subject. So it's 11. And how many items in our squares list? So it's 10. Let's try with one more function known as sort. So what sort function does? Sorts the values in ascending order permanently. Ascending means smallest to largest. So we already have num list, but this is already in sorted order. So let's try to create a new list. Num underscore 1 equals to 2 comma 4 comma 3 comma 7 comma 1 comma 9. So it's not in order. So we will try to we would use sort function to assign the values in ascending order. Num underscore 1 dot sort. Let's try to have a look into values. Values in num underscore 1 num underscore 1. So now this has been sorted in ascending order. So suppose we want to sort the values in descending order, which is largest to smallest. Let's try with the sort function again with reverse. Sort function in reverse order, which means descending order. We are looking for largest to smallest. Num underscore 1 dot sort reverse is equals to true. So let's have a look what happens with num1. So now it has reversed. So if not sure, then we would try this one again. So here we are sorting the num1 list in ascending order. Let's try to print. Now again we have sorted the num1 in descending order. Now it's clear. Tuples, as we know, tuples are similar to lists, but the values or items can't be changed or modified. We create a tuple or assign a tuple by round bracket. Which looks like this. Let's create a tuple called as name and age. Uma, age 1984, which is basically year of birth. Let's try to edit the tuple by adding a new item into it. We know that we can't modify the tuple. Let's try with append function. There should be an error, and even for the same case, if it's list, we can modify. Name age is equals to Uma 1984. Let's append it with some value. So it has been appended. Let's have a look. Value of name age